Welcome to DS Trucks. In today's video, I want to talk about all the parts I install on the 2021 F150. So let's jump right in. And also I got my F450 sitting back there, but let's jump right in. All the parts and all the things I install in Dearborn on the assembly line on the new F150s. Now, I take a lot of pride in this work, and it was really cool to be part of the process of launching this truck, seeing it come down the line, the first one, all the changes made. Very, very, very interesting seeing all the different jobs and all the changes made. But let's jump right in this. The first job that I want to talk about is securing the IP. We got two shots that you do on this one particular job. There's two shots underneath this cover that you see here. This is an interesting cover because this is all new. If you remember the Ford trucks, they had an issue with the dashboard warping, and I think to combat that issue that Ford trucks had, they just have one full piece, one full trim piece, if you can see it through the glass, that goes from the entire side. And there's a B here. What kind of B is that? Maybe I shouldn't mess with it. It's one piece that goes across the entire side, and that's another interesting part to install. It was definitely kind of weird to get used to that because you have to work with the person across from you in order to put this on. Like, it goes across the whole thing. It probably will make removing the whole instrument panel kind of difficult, but I mean, I don't know. But anyway, there's two shots for the IP. You get a big 90-degree gun, and you come across and you shoot these two shots here. Then you swing around, you shoot another shot, which is covered up right now by this cover, but there's a shot here that's shot. Then you come around to the back and you shoot the B-pillar grab handle, and that's all done. You also put the panel on the truck and then shoot it. So that's all in one job. That's actually a really easy job on the line compared to the others. So after I do that job, I go over and do a different one, the next job. And on the next job, you are again securing the IP. So on this job, a guy comes in with a big hoist. Well, before, I don't actually handle the IP, the actual IP by itself, but before this job, there's another guy that comes in with a big hoist, and he puts the IP in the truck and then he secures it. But on the job that I do, I actually come in, I grab a wire down here and pull it. And it's the main wire that goes from your instrument panel all the way down your transmission tunnel, and it goes back, it plugs into the module that is underneath your center console. The center console is not in the truck yet, but it plugs into the module that goes underneath the center console, and I believe it is the airbag module. It's centrally located so that in the event of an accident, it's the most secure spot in the entire vehicle where that data can be recovered for whatever reasons. But anyway, this wire, it gets secured down. It's got clips that go through the actual floor pan, and it has rubber seals that actually seal the hole as you secure it. So it's important that those get plugged in. And then you plug some plugs in here on that airbag module, and you also secure 4 screws that help to hold the IP in. Now, once the IP gets installed in the truck, it's just going down the line and just getting more secured, more secured, more secured to the cab of the truck. And there's just so many fasteners securing the IP that it's just a lot. It takes a long time and a lot of jobs to secure the IP to the truck. So the truck continues down the line, and IP shots are secured down on this side. There's 2 up here. There's 2 in here. There's just a bunch of shots in here for the IP. I don't actually do that job, but then I do the next job down the line, which is the A-pillar. So I come in, I install the A-pillar, I shoot it, secure it, close the caps on it, and then I come around the back here and I shoot the ground straps. Now this is a Power Boost F150, so it's gonna have 2 ground straps and they are in there. So if you're looking for a good spot to ground something, if you're installing something in your truck, look in your back seat. It's a good place to grab one of these ground straps. You can just take that screw out, put your eyelet to whatever you want to ground on that, and then re-secure the screw. Leave the factory stuff where it's at, but re-secure the screw, and there's your ground strap. So there's 2 back here for a Power Boost, and if you don't have a Power Boost, chances are you will only have 1. I actually did forget a job. There was a job where before the A-pillar is installed, the kick panel down here is installed and these plugs are done. So there's a job where you install this kick panel, you install this rubber pad up here in the upper glove box, and then you plug in all the plugs that are inside of this cover. And it's very important that these get plugged in correctly. Let me go see if I got a light on me so you can see these plugs. Down here, these plugs, it's very important that they get plugged in correctly. Where if you look right down there, there's 3. And there's a little Christmas tree locator right there. And yeah, it's very important that they get plugged in correctly. It has cam locks on it. It's easy to mess it up. Guys have messed this up, but yeah, if you look in there, these aren't plugged in right, truck won't start. Let's go a little pull, make sure mine are good. They are good. But there's your fuse box and everything related. So that's on the job. This door isn't part of the truck yet. This gets done somewhere else down the line. I don't know where, but let's close that up. So that gets put on a job. So those plugs, grab the card with the code to the door is down there. You take that card, you set it in the glove box, close the glove box, and then you come back here with your bracket and you secure the bracket right here. 1 bolt and a hook on top, and that's a job. That's actually another easy job. Another easy job on the line. Now the next one after that is the A-pillar one with the 2 grounds that we talked about. The next one after that is a good one. Another easy one. Hey, I'm noticing a lot of easy jobs here. So the next one after that is the glove box install. So the job that actually puts on this kick panel actually removes the glove box. So if you're installing the kick panel right here, you're also popping off. Let's see if I can do this with one hand. You're also popping off this glove box. Don't want to spill everything. All right, keep everything in. Popping off this glove box. Now look how easy that comes off. And I do remember when we were launching the truck and we were talking with engineers that were down on the line, and they were talking about how modular and serviceable they wanted to make the IP. So if something needed to be fixed or repaired, then it'd be easy to repair it. All these little parts of this instrument panel, the way it was explained to me, all these little parts are repairable. So say you scratch this somehow, this actually comes off and can be repaired. This can be repaired. All these little parts of the IP are more modular than they were before, and it's easier to fix. And look how easy it was for me to take off the glove box compared to before, the previous model. It's not that easy to remove the glove box, and it seems like it's the same kind of glove box, but look how much easier that is to remove. So on the job that installs this panel, you also remove the glove box as well, and then the A-pillar job's in the middle between this job, and then you get to the job that I want to talk about now. Plugging in these plugs behind the IP here, behind the glove box. You come in with one hand and then you pop in the white one, click, push, click, and you pull on it to make sure it's secure. Click the brown one, pull it back, make sure it's secure. Click the gray one, pull it back, make sure it's secure. Then the light gray one, push it down, pull it back, make sure it's secure. And then you come in with your right hand and you plug in these two, pop, pop, and you secure them down in here, and they get secured in those hooks. And that's that. It looks nice. This truck went together real nice, I can tell. But if I wanted to, I could unplug these and do it just to like practice, you know, if I wanted to at home, but I don't want to do that. This looks like the cabin filter. So that is nice, because if it's that easy to service your cabin filter, maybe it's something that people are going to do a lot more often here. Let's see if that is what this is. If it's hard to do, is it tool free? I'm not sure, but that does look like the cabin air filter, but again, very easy to access. But like I say, an easy job. You plug in all these plugs right here with one hand, and then you switch hands switch over to the right hand, and you plug in your other plug, and then you shoot this shot right here. There's a little shot in there, a little screw right there, and then you scan and install this cover. And there's different colors. There's a tan one, there's a Java one, there's a slate one. Depending on if it's a King Ranch, you'll get a Java. If it's a limited, then it'll get a slate, or an XL, then it may get a gray or whatever. So very interesting, easy little job. After you do all that, you come in and you reinstall the glove box. And again, look how easy all this is to install. You line it up, you push it, you close it, and just like that, it's back on. So if you have one of these trucks and you want to know how to change your cabin filter, that's how easy it is to get to it. You just, with one hand, I'm able to show you guys this. And you close it, make sure it closes properly, shut it, now it's done. So that's a nice thing about the new F-150s. I think they did a real good job on this IP. Obviously, it looks great, but it comes apart so easy for service and whatever. If you want to put a module behind here, like a GPS tracker, honestly, it's so easy that it might not even be a good spot for a GPS tracker, but you could even pull this panel off of here. Like I said, it's modular, a lot more modular. This panel comes off, the glove box comes off. You can hide something back there. This panel also comes off. It has little clips on it, but you could pull this panel off if you're careful. You could take this off, and you know, if you're an upfitter and you want to put something back there, a GPS, whatever, that's a good little spot. But moving forward and moving down the line some more, the next job that I do is the right front seatbelt install. Now this job's hard. This job is a hard one. It's a struggle. It's a challenge. Now, for that job, you're grabbing the right seatbelt, the right color, all that, pick it up, scan it, make sure, you know, the system knows that you got the right part. You come in, you install it right here. None of this plastic and trim and the seat's not in here. You got tons of room. You install it, you plug in 3 pre-tensioners for the seatbelt. 1 on the bottom, 2 on top. And it's interesting because on the old model, there was only 2 pre-tensioners. Now there's 3. It makes it a little bit harder, it makes it a little bit more difficult. Then you come in with a big gun, a big 90-degree gun, and you shoot it. Boom, boom. Secure it. Then you come in with a subwoofer bolt and you install back here. It's way back in there. You install a subwoofer screw. If you have a limited, if you have a King Ranch or anything with a subwoofer, there's an extra stud that has to be installed. That's what gets you on that job. Putting that stud in it just, it's fast. You gotta be like flying with it in order to get it. So that one's a challenge. Hopefully that one gets addressed, because it's a little bit hard to keep up, and I don't know. Yes, it is what it is. You gotta do what you gotta do. But on that same job, you also have to install this push pin, which isn't a problem considering none of this, the carpet's in, the seats are not in, the plastic trim is not in, the wire harness is in, but not a big factor, not too much of a big factor, just a little busy, a little hard to keep up. Now moving down the line, there's more jobs that are down the line, but I don't do those jobs. I only do about 8 jobs, 8 different jobs. Moving down the line though, I come over and I install the left front seat belt. After I install the right front seat belt, I install the left front seat belt. Come in, hang it, plug in 3 pretensioners, then boom, install this kick panel. Then after that kick panel, come across the back. There's a little piece of tape that you gotta put that gets ripped off somewhere else down the line. But I think that's pretty much it. Oh, and then you gotta also get the vent. So there's a vent in the rear for the cab to breathe, and you pretty much just set it here, set it on the ground. The next guy puts it in the truck. So you're just setting up the cab for the next guy. But you know, it's a little tough. On the power boost, it's hard to install this panel because there's more wiring, so it's a little bit harder to install this. But this one looked like it went on real nice. Yeah, looks good. You want to make sure your hood vent or your hood release is working well. This one's real nice. This one went together real nice. This could be a little better right here. Right here, we'll fix that. This rubber is not quite perfect. Now I'll reset it right now. Oh, there we go. Perfect. So that's that. Then moving forward, the next job that I do is the left front A-pillar. Is when I come in, I install the left A-pillar, I secure it 2 screws, and then I come across to the rear, and then I shoot another ground strap behind this seat, which I don't know if I can get back here real quick because I got a car seat here. See if how much is involved with me getting to the rear seat here. Is it hard? Nah, not too bad. So pop out a car seat real quick. Oh. All right. Then this other car seat. Then car seats. Oh. All right, so now pulling this seat, I haven't released one of these yet on a 2021. Unlike the other side where there's a latch, because the spare tire stuff is located behind that seat, it gives you a latch. Looking at this, I don't see a latch. So in the past, there's a shoe, ready to shoe. In the past, what you would do is you'd lift this up. Once this is lifted up, then you can reach your hand in the back. Lifting it up gives you a little bit of room, and there's a little thing. I have to do this by feel, but I think the camera will fit back here. There's something here. Let's see here. This feels a little different than what I'm used to. Okay, so there's a little nipple over here. You lift that little nipple up, and there you have it. See if I can get this camera to get reorientated the right way. But that little nipple right there, you pull up on that, that releases it. They really should just give you a latch. But back here, there's a ground strap that gets secured. You can't see it though, because there's more material here on top of it. It's probably over here somewhere. Oh, we can get into it from here. There it is. I secure that one right there. There's a ground right there. It's green. Every truck gets it. Power boosts, 5.0, whatever. Every single truck. gets it. So this in here, how it was. Yep. And that's pretty much it, guys. That's pretty much it for the jobs on the line that I do. Now, I'm sure I've missed some of the details. And then that's another thing. When you try to shut this, it won't line up unless you also lift up the bottom. Like I say, you lift up the bottom one to whereabouts it was, and it still won't line up. And that's because this, you can just also move this little metal catch-all to where it needs to catch. Just a little bit more up. And there we go. We got it to latch. You want to make sure that's latched, because if it's not, that is an issue. If it's not. So yeah. Oh yeah, there is a part that I want to talk about that I didn't talk about. And that part is on the A-pillar job. And it's what makes the A-pillar job a little bit difficult. It's not horrible, but it makes it a little bit more difficult. And that is this new panel that goes across the entire front of the IP. I don't know if this is going to end up being a good thing or a bad thing. I think it will address the dash warping issue, because it's a real nice large piece of plastic here that goes from here all the way across to the other side. But what happens is you have to install it with the guy across from you at the same time. So it's set up, it's on the truck already, it's just sitting there, and then you guys grab this together and you put it here, and then you like locate all the pins, and then before you can even install your A-pillar, because the A-pillar actually goes into it. If you look at it, the A-pillar has legs that go down into this panel right here. So you got to work together with the other guy. He's got to be caught up. You put that on, and then you put on your A-pillar. So it makes the A-pillar job a little bit harder, but it's not the end of the world. It's fine. But that's an interesting change that was made to the truck. But anyway, guys, I'm running out of time. This is DS Trucks. My name is Sean. Thank you for watching. Thank you for buying Ford. If you bought a 21 Ford, thank you. I appreciate it. As a guy who's built these trucks and now owns a 2021 Power Boost. We've got tons of videos on our channel. We've got videos on our 2020 F450, now our new 2021 F150 Power Boost. And we've got videos on our 2019 F250 with the 6.2. Tons on this truck as well, towing videos. Check out the channel if you are new. Subscribe if you like the content. See you in the next one. Over and out. Bye.